Practice League 2. Tommy Henry on the hill. A majority of the team's projected opening day lineup starting the game. Arizona on court against USC in the opener of Thursday's 12 men's basketball quarterfinals. Grand Canyon play the winner of today's captive Seattle in tomorrow's WAC semi. I'm Frank Garrity, Fox Sports, and available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, sunny skies out there, temperatures around 70 degrees. For tonight, pretty good of some evening showers with those overnight lows dipping into the low 50s. For the Fox Taylor experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Did you know Discover wants everyone to fund a special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access 24/7 customer service as well as $0 for liability, which never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limiting supply.
Calling all sports, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by Honest Sports Marketing and is powered by Injury Attorney, Learn and Roll. In Iraq, you need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-900. And always online, learnerandrow.com. Now time calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox
You're hot.
910.
Thursday to you. Right here at Twin Peaks in Tempe, Roc and Manuch, Jackson Chu. Got you for the next 3 hours as it is getting close to St. Patrick's Day here at Twin Peaks. All the girls are in their green as they get ready for St. Patrick's Day. And if you're lucky, if you wear some green into the 5 lodges, you will get yourself a free order of chips and queso on stage. So check it out. That's this Sunday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day at Twin Peaks. 5 locations, but again, we're at the Tempe location. But as we get into the top stories of the hour here, just after 1 o'clock on a beautiful afternoon, the Arizona State Land Department Board of Appeals today unanimously approved a $68.5 million approval of the 95 acres of the land that the Coyotes are hoping to secure when this is up for auction in June. So we are looking at that today. We're also looking at Arizona USC. They're at the Happy Now in Vegas Pac-12 tournament. Currently, that's up 28-16. Suns are in Boston. The Cards make trade. And nationally, Rory. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. McElroy joined a bit of it today at the Players' Championship. A card carrying, tying 10 birdies to finish -7, a 65. He's currently in the lead right now, but this is a good tournament, a real good tournament. Pretty excited about it. Players is kind of the somewhat of majors. People should be a major. 5 majors. This should be the major. But a lot to get into today. But let's start with the Arizona Cardinals. Of course, football is what rules. And you just heard at the top of the hour with our update guy, quick Desmond Ritter is coming to Arizona as Ritter. The Falcons backup and the last couple years is coming here in exchange for Rondale Moore, as reported by CBS Sports NFL Network. So he's going to be a backup for Kyler Murray, as he'll join Tune, who is the senior guy, 5th-round pick last year. Ritter was a 3rd-round pick in 2022. He did go for 12 touchdowns last year. He had that many receptions as well, just over 2,800 yards. Make $1.2 million. And then 1.4 if he's roster the final year of his roster,
still under the
contract. Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I'd have preferred more experienced guy.
I was going to make a case later in the show with Jimmy G.
Yeah,
why not?
Absolutely.
I'd take a Jimmy G over Ryder all day long.
Absolutely.
I don't know. You don't make that move, and then you pay guys. So what? You got money. You got so much money on the cap. How are people probably explain that better to me later?
Here's a guy, a 3rd-round pick, going to be going into his 3rd year.
Cheap.
They benched twice. Exactly right. Right. They benched him twice last year. About a 64% guy. 12 picks, 12 TDs. You mentioned Rock. I mean, he's a young. He's got the skill set. Very good arm. as well, but he's just not developing like I thought he would develop. Now he's played 18 games, so he's still a young guy. He's still an inexperienced guy. So you got Kyler, you got Ritter, you got Toon behind him. You got two very inexperienced individuals. Now the only saving grace is that played the 9 games as I mentioned.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. You know, he can come in and hopefully they can work with him. Pettis can work with him and refer to maybe owning him in. But Raheem didn't have a lot of really good things about him at the combine. He kind of spoke code about how Desmond Ritter needs to take Desmond Ritter and be the guy to help himself. This one, Rondale Moore going to Atlanta. If he can stay healthy, Atlanta, I think, got the better trade when you look at things overall from what they're going to do with the offense.
Yeah, and if Rondale Moore stay healthy, he could be a really good ass for Kirk Cousins.
And we'll catch up with Archer. He's the color analyst for the Atlanta Falcons tomorrow to get a good data report from Arch. Played in the league quite a few years in Atlanta and texted him back and forth when this all came down. And they in Atlanta they did get the better end of this. Of
course they did.
I did look at this and go, to your point, Rock on the deep rookie contract.
Same old Cardinal.
Same
same old Cardinal.
I guess I was talking about this earlier that if you're 4-1 or 5-2, and Murray goes down, and you bring an experienced guy in there, all of a sudden lose 2 or 3 games. We lost, I think, 4 in a row last year toward the end of the year, that being Desmond Ritter. That's demoralizing in that locker room, knowing if you got a Jimmy G or just an experienced back quarterback.
It's going on the cheap again.
You can come in there and bring a guy in that can maybe keep pace. You know, serviceable that you may not win all of them, but you have a chance in that locker room, those linemen. When you got Williams joining this team, and then this group going, we got a guy coming in that we may not have the skill set, but we feel confident in his back quarterback that we maintain our rhythm, our tempo, our momentum. 5-2, all of a sudden you're 5-3, 3-4. You're going, damn. I thought that they were bringing it in or a guy in to help us out, not set us back. That's how I look at back quarterback.
I was going to say, speaking of the NFC West, another quarterback trade just went down. The Commanders are sending Sam Howell to the Seahawks in a swap. So the Seahawks get Sam Howell, a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick. The Commanders receive a third, and a 5th.
So there were a lot of people that were high on Howell last year. At least that was the narrative out of DC. He did okay.
He did all right. I mean, considering he had it worked. Yeah. I mean, there were games I'm like, he threw for over 350 yards. But I think now, when you stop and think, was it Jacoby said Sarah as the unofficial starter until they draft Buddy. So that opens the door that the Commanders, I would think, are going to drown on the top, 3 or quarterbacks going to, and Bruce can be the stop gap for this team. I'm sorry, Mariota. Mariota. Be that stop gap in the meantime until you get their rook quarterback. Then you decide to let it rip. At that point in time, Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator, coach, to work with both of them. Then you should make that move. I think maybe 5, 6, 7 games into the season.
The Yotes are in the news, not because of what they're doing on the ice. They're trying to do off the ice. AZCentral.com is what you're putting at the Arizona Land Development Land Department Board of Appeals unanimously approved a $68.5 million appraisal for the land in Scottsdale, Loop 101 Freeway and Scottsdale Road, kind of border there on that north corner, 95 acres. This is the land that the Arizona Coyotes hoping to win in an auction. It looks as though from words that will be a bid. It will be multiple people bidding on this land. And I live just up the street from there. It is great area. I personally don't think it's a place for an arena because I live there and I don't want to deal with the traffic. But there were no questions, no discussion of the appraisal of the land. It was done in a few minutes. It was a 4-0 approval. So now it clears the way for the Arizona Land Department to sell this at auction, and it can't happen until at least June. And typically, they say, at least Arizona Central is saying most state trust auctions draws one bidder. So if that is the case, but I could see someone saying, well, why can't jump on that land? If 68 or being there, to help state get more money.
Sure.
Think to what, $90 million at the end of the day.
Now the key folks at the auction, meaning they can, to your point,
Three.
to get bid up, and it's a great piece of property. So 95 acres, a combination of commercial, retail, on and on and on, and then if they do outbid or out auction whomever's up for that, I don't know, it might take them 25 for just the footprint for the stadium, parking, and all the above. But I think if it's, what did you say, Rock, 68.5 million?
Yep.
So I think for Rex Murillo and his staff, be prepared to get this boy up to might get to 75, 80, $85 million. That you cannot lose this bid. This is your last salvo at State Valley to send. You have other options that are there. Now, if you do, then they have an act. So I can't see them not losing this bid to a developer out there. They can't lose the bid. The auction.
And again, this is just the land. Then there's the cost of the building out of that whole district.
Yeah.
Which I personally think they need to go too far with City being there, Desert Ridge being there. It doesn't need to be like with what they were paying Tempe. They can downsize and just get that damn and worry about everything else. Bill Morello, he would make money and he wants to make money with all that other stuff.
But what most guys typically do is if he buy the land, he can go in joint use with the developer. So if he buys it himself and he can parcel off pieces to developers, do a land plan or plat for office, commercial, retail, whatever, stadium. So he can go ahead and he could go partners with the developer. Look, I'll buy the land. We can join developing this piece, that piece, but it doesn't mean he can buy all of it and then part off. But I think what the city, or assuming this like to do is that it's not sitting there for 10 years just as a stadium. They're looking for them to develop this thing like 5, 6, 7 years.
Bet the game and watch games. Sportsbook in Casino Zone. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that are dedicated displaying just the betting lines. Get out for yourself. Casino Arizona, the KZ Sportsbook. Well, it is a Thursday. It means we're broadcasting from one of 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations with the Tempe location. So you can take advantage of 29-degree man-sized draft, which are available right now here at Twin Peaks. So check it out for yourself. Continue. We're going to catch up with Rick Horowitz, sports professor, in about 15 minutes. A little bit later, we'll have Scott Spreitzer doing some picks. We'll have our picks as well. Howard Balzer talking about the trade. The Cardinals, that's all coming up as we are just getting started here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. It's Roc and Manuch with you today. Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow Drive. Which free agents do the Cardinals want, but they couldn't land? Trades could still happen and could be coming in the draft. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network joins us. It all starts till 5 on the Drive. Fox Sports 910 and your free radio app.
The final randoms is the best in the game. Here, the scenic view you stay around after the sun sets. Favorite cocktails keep you company long after time.
Seattle?
Unwind with bourbon and late night bites. At Twin Peaks.
No, they did a backup.
Choosing the right lawyer after
They didn't lock anymore.
You need to consider the law firm's experience.
Sam Howell provides more mobility than Drew Lock does.
Firms when it comes
Sam Howell's a better backup to Gino than Lock was.
We cover billions of dollars.
And what did you do? Did a couple of pick swaps?
We have thousands of 5-star reviews, and you're
down around and went from the 3rd to the 4th and from the 5th to the 6th.
Today, let us put our
to get yourself a quarterback on a cheap contract. Zero problem with it. Doesn't stop you from drafting a quarterback if you believe there's somebody you want to be the heir.
Just like you.
Hey.
But get a cheap guy that you can bring in, you can see, and you don't have to sit in the draft.
Ties one end of the
My whole issue with what the Cardinals did. Somebody who plays very similarly to Kyler, who was on a cheap deal for the next 2 years as your backup when that's become a very expensive position. And you don't have to redo a whole lot different. Ritter comes into the game, you can run the same stuff.
Save yourself State 48 Roofing. Maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course,
spending $8 million a year on backup, or $10 million for Sam Darnold. Trade for a guy who needed a change of scenery, and they have him for $1 million for the next 2 seasons.
Your home rooms, a retractable lawn for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen. The house canvas and fine wire.
Splash for a wide receiver if you want Mike Williams.
Summer get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofus.com. House of Cannabis, family owned.
Wait, would you rather have Flacco for $8 million, Gardner Minshew for the contract got, or would you rather have Desmond Ritter for $1 million for each of the next 2 seasons?
Pizza and patio wine bar on the southeast corner of Creek in the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7 with 550 house wines and well drinks.
You can't just look at it in the vacuum of all of Ritter. You have to look at it in what it affords you to do.
Wine bar.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, King with Capital One is the easiest.
And they needed to get Rondell out of decisions.
Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
Big Barkley.
First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is being reimagined. What's in your
Rondell's going to feast in that.
CapitalOne.com/details. Capital One and
It's going to be the third option. One's going to pension to him.
Quality employee to fill
London and Pitts are going to get all the attention. Rondell's going to get all that underneath stuff that Kirk throws.
Major hassle. We use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter is finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identify candidates with the right skills. Sends you great matches, and you can easily invite them away. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate with first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's Zipper.com/free.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twins Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. For mornings, The Drive with Jody A. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10, Fox Sports 910.
Day one. Fun, Jeff.
You're hot.
How about that? Mike Tyson get ready for Paul, big fight this summer from AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
Gonna have
World.
Gonna have the headgear on for the fight. The 18-ounce gloves. I think that's smart. I think that's smart.
Nobody buy G2G protein bars. By the way, I think Mike's going to need a G2G protein bars after. So he wants some and he wants for an entire year. All he has to do is text G2G to 59925, and you can enter daily to increase your chances. That's G to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. G2G protein bar now available in the refrigerated section in Costco. So some of the stories that we are discussing today, we just talked about the Cardinals trade, but tonight, big game with the Suns, a big flash with the NBA Boston Celtics. It's a 4-game road trip that started last Monday as they took care of Cleveland by 6, and they are going to tie with the Kings for 6 in the West. They're both 38-7, and since the Kings tear the Lakers last night, and Kings, it's a game that was on.
Well, I think the Suns are going to chase us off. Like that,
staying above the play-in line. Right now, they're officially in it. 7.5 with the Kings and them. But again, here's those true litmus tests the Suns are going to get. Everybody's fairly healthy except for Eric Gordon, and I think Okogie is going to be out as well too. So Gordon is game time decision, but everybody else all hands on deck, going against which I consider the best team in the NBA East.
Oh, really? That's a big stretch, man.
Well, but I mean, overall, you think at it.
And they are.
Well, okay.
You can make a case. Well, maybe you can pay Denver, maybe. But
well, I mean, overall, I think in the East, you think the last year.
Totally the East, yeah.
You're only 9.5 games up in the East. Really you took Manuch on Thursday there.
He jumped big on that one.
I mean, 9.5 games at 10, then we start taking him seriously. 9.5, not really sure.
Are you done, Shu?
Good job, Jake. Good job, Jimmy B.
As they come back, look at tonight's game and then the Milwaukee game on Sunday. 2 huge tests for this team, and when you got all hands on deck, everybody playing, and this is it. Keep your turnovers down. You may have to go down to the wire with this team. I think that's going to be one of those scenarios. Look, the next 16 games where this team's going to have to play this kind of tempo and rhythm and kind of progress if you're going to get above the play-in tournament.
Yeah, every game counts from here on out. This is a game that they're not supposed to win, but if they did, that'd be great for momentum to finish off this 4-game road trip. ASU last night, one and done in the last Pac-12 tournament. They lost by 33 points to Utah, a team they beat, I believe, 5 consecutive times, 2 this year, and then going back to last year. So they ended the season 14-18. A lot of people on social media calling for Bobby Hurley's dismissal at Arizona State. Bobby just seems to be, it's just my take on watching games. And, I'm not at the games. I don't see him as much as what we can see on television. And I was at a function most recently that he spoke, but he just doesn't seem like he's into it.
Energy?
Yeah, and you hear him on some of the interviews he's doing, and he's, it's all about fundraising, and that's what these coaches have to do now. And I just wonder if it makes sense. It's mutual. It's time for him to move on, maybe go back to the Big East or the East Coast and take on maybe a smaller school and just own it and have some success and have players that are going to stay for 3 years instead of these one and done. And every year you just got to kind of bring on, 10 new guys every year. And maybe he's just getting tired of that.
Well, and if, more so than that, it's you talk about the grass may be greener for him on the other side, going to somewhere without the headaches. Or
so say for both.
For
mutual.
For a scenario where there might be other big-time programs. Oklahoma State just fired their head coach. So maybe Bobby goes, well, they
got money there.
They got money. Exactly right. And we found out, I think it was last night, the reason why he hasn't signed his extension, because the language they had in the extension was about Pac-12.
Yep.
It wasn't about Big 12 information. So he said, look,
Smart.
guys, you got Pac-12 information in there. I'm not signing unless you put Big 12 incentives in the contract. So everybody was saying he's holding off. He said there was a reason why he was holding off from signing his extension.
Yeah. And
but whether he signs it now or not is going to be the key.
I think also when you don't have an AD in place, there's so much uncertainty. An AD and a head coach, no matter what program it is, what sport it is, they're tight. They're hooked at the belt, and he's got no one to kind of go to other than an interim. And I think he's probably saying, okay, who's this next AD going to be?
Well, but don't you think they'd have held off on an extension until they hired the new AD, Rock? I mean, they put this in front of him now. He signs it today.
No, he's had it for a long time.
I know that, but
he's had it before the AD got fired.
I know, but that language.
Before Ray Anderson was fired.
So, but if you're to say, okay, you change the language, okay, I'm going to sign off on it. And he's got a brand new extension, brand new contract. You hold on to it.
I had somebody that's close to the program said he's expecting some type of lawsuit that may come down.
Yeah, that whole Ray Anderson thing with Ray Anderson and the alleged sexual assault, all that kind of stuff that's still out there.
I don't know if that has anything to do, but I mean,
I
think it gets. I like Bobby personally. I like the way he coaches. I like his how he gets firing and he gets all technical. I kind of like that. Well, I was a big fan of him as a player, but maybe it's time for both sides, and the timing would be good now. Because you got a new AD that'll come in. He's good. He or she's going to want to hire their own. And Bobby can go on. And I think Bobby's name alone has more clout on the East Coast than out here.
So if you let him go tomorrow, no AD signed on board. The interim AD fires. You just say we're just going to sit tight. Well, you better hurry up on AD as opposed to a time is going by. Portal time is going by. There's a time going by.
Not anymore.
But, Rock, if they don't have the money to pay it,
I understand, but there's no rush. You got transfer support all day long.
Okay, so there's no rush. In the meantime, what do you do with all the rich you got for committed who are on hold? You lose that momentum.
They have time to go somewhere else.
Okay, but so the new gets hired. Let's say they get a new AD
There's
here.
300 something schools at Division One basketball.
Okay, but
there's tons of places for the players to go.
They were talking about there's a couple of top recruits he's got that are coming. They can decant.
Yeah.
So you bring a new guy in. Okay, you're gonna have
scratch every program. Every program.
So
what makes it any here?
Well, the only thing I can say is when if you fire him tomorrow, there's no the interim AD and you sit tight. New AD gets hired. I would hope they'd hire new AD within the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay,
so that they can bring their person on. In the meantime, who's going to keep the recruits to top recruits more? And who's going to keep your current players warm so that they don't evaluate? So you're left with 3 or 4 guys because they're going, all right, but Bobby's gone.
It's March. I mean, season's not going to get going until the fourth quarter.
But you want to get those guys to commit if you can.
Yeah.
No, they can decommit. I get it.
So I'm saying, but Manuch, there's so many other programs that are there's a rush to hire the AD right
I will say this: ASU programs, football, basketball, just per se. This whole thing right now, if Michael Crow doesn't inject and infuse monies, what have you, it's
Where's
just
he going to get it?
Well, he can go.
It's Arizona State. It's Arizona State. They aren't a school that has alumni that are writing checks like the Big 12 and the Big 10. That's why they're going to get destroyed in the Big 12.
And they got exactly right. They got 85,000 students currently, as they're saying. So
do you think as a parent, if your kid doesn't play sports or even follow sports, that part of the tuition should go to the sports program?
That's part of whatever the fees are that they inject. I don't know what fees go to when your tuition.
They should raise them.
Well, if they do, they do.
Why should this guy? I don't know. I think it's BS that even the fact that boosters have to pay the NIL. There's got to be other ways. I think you got to hire sponsorship, partnership teams that are out there selling sponsorship that includes NIL. So if they're going to do a naming rights deal, a $5 million, $3 million naming rights deal, take a portion of that money and put it to NIL.
I would agree.
Every deal they do, if they're selling a billboard or selling an LED package, take a percentage of that and it automatically goes to NIL. Every athletic department should be doing that. Some are probably.
I agree, Rock. If they don't, for ASU fans, this whole sleeping giant thing is a farce.
It's never been a sleeping giant.
Just be content. You go to the Big 12, you're going to be on the lower end in all sports, maybe baseball, but you're going to be on the lower end of football and basketball if you don't get the monies up to however they can raise the funds to be able to compete for a Big 12 championship or whether it be football or basketball. That's just going to always be there. Because if you don't make that inclusion, and Michael Crow doesn't meet with whomever, because now you're going to a big boy scenario where you have all those schools, oil schools, farming schools that can fend that NIL money, you got no chance. You'll be middle of the pack, if that, at best, moving on to the Big 12.
Hey, it's your chance to win 910 on 910 again. It's our annual bracket contest with our friends here at Twin Peaks. This year, we have teamed up with Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale, which that's the Four Peaks Brewing folks. They're going to join us at 2 o'clock today. But this is our I think 15th year of hosting a bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. So fanpick'em.com, you can sign up right now, but the picks will be available on Sunday afternoon. We'll give you the play-in games. You'll have a few days next week to kind of get your bracket all ready, but it's win 910. Wow, that's the old station. Yeah.
Stop.
Well, dude, I did it for so long.
For tomorrow.
That was it. Yeah, that should. Yeah, I mean, it's 11, 12 years we were there. I mean, it's hard not to say win 910 on 910 and say the other number.
There was other numbers you could have said.
I know.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't say those ones.
There's
so much.
I think that
it's a Freudian slip. Rock, it happens once in a while.
Oh, man. Well, coming up, the ACC and Big 12 vote to approve new college football playoff frameworks, plus an estimated $2.7 billion is going to be bet on this year's March Madness for both men's and women's. We're going to discuss it all with the sports professor, Rick Horo, next. This is what? Fox Sports 910. Yes.
Had a baby.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Arizona is on the court against USC in the opener of Thursday's four-game Pac-12 men's basketball quarterfinals. ASU was eliminated by Utah yesterday. Grand Canyon will play the winner of today's Cal Baptist Seattle game in tomorrow's WAC semifinal. Connor Ingram will be in goal for the Coyotes as they take on the Red Wings on the road. The Suns also on the road. They take on the Celtics in Boston. The Cubs are trading wide receiver Ryle Moore to the Falcons. Quarterback Desmond Ritter. The Diamondbacks king on the Royals. Tommy Henry out the start. A majority of the team's projected opening day lineup started the game. I'm Frank Gary on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Season college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Juicy Golden Ale draft and Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus sign up for free Win 910 on 910 Kid Contest at fanpick.com. Win Peaks pin cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you can go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, they're a Green Valley location. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation, keep you comfortable, and most in return to work next day. Call Pure Vasectomies at 84-NO-SPERM.
Van's Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. It's the multi-tire demo and fitting event happening March 5th, 15th, and 16th. Come demo the hottest new products. Meet with manufacturer reps. Get custom fitment for new hubs and enjoy demo day specials. To reserve your exclusive custom session, swing into Van's Shops at the Valley Golf Center or book online at worldwidegolfshops.com. Get there.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is super motivated teammates to join their team. Current and open, available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities, maintenance, dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 408-333-7278.
Hi, this is Silly Cooper. Picture this. You and your friends are gathered around a table, laughing, toasting, and sharing stories. At the Melt Pot, we're not just a restaurant, we're an experience. Are you ready to glow your next birthday celebration? Look no further than the Melting Pot, where unforgettable moments are created and delicious memories are made. The Melting Pot is your perfect night out, where days become memory last a lifetime. Reservations, check us online at meltingpot.com. That's meltingpot.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
Is there
Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine? It can protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar is approved for adults to prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-211-2138 or at Prevnar20.com.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and ability restrictions apply. Void prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in business of sports, author of the new bestseller, The Sport Biz Handbook, host of Power of Sports, and architect of over 100 treatises worth billions in sports. The sports professor, Coro. Join Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Sorry, just now the right Toyota guest signs are coming to you, Twins in Tempe. Are you at the player? Are you on your way to the players, Rick?
No, I am dog sitting. Duke told me he would bite off if I then came home. So I chose to cover whatever I thought I'd lose by being bitten. And so I decided that next week I'm going to go to the MBA stuff. I'm going to the Memphis Regionals. I'm going to go to the regional because I want to see Caitlin Clark than any other human. And then, I'll make my way to 4 and match and all the other stuff that you normally do this time of year.
Okay, so you take one for the team, take care of the dogs because you're going to be busy, and he'll be set over the next few weeks as you'll be gone a lot. So I get it. That's
Yeah.
So,
television golf is not that bad. Where else would you get watch Full Swing on one TV and all of the conference championships on the others? How many episodes are you in Full Swing? Both of all of you.
I haven't even got started yet. I'm trying to get through the Patriot documentary. And, it's just there's a sports going on in our city. We're a pretty big town. We don't have a lot of time like you to watch Netflix. Good, I hear though.
Big timer. Big timer now. He didn't have enough time to do stuff. All right, spoiler. Patriots win a lot. my column for this week is, the standards are high. Between that and Drive to Survive, the tennis one, which was supposed to be heralded as just as good, is falling flat because it became kind of a PR thing. They don't have anything about Kyrgios. How can you have an equivalent to a Full Swing or a Netflix thing without Kyrgios? I mean, and Zverev is having trouble with his German police stuff, and they didn't cover any of that. So that may be gone. So Netflix has a formula, which is a good one as long as they keep following it.
Well, I think they do, and you can throw Amazon in there too. I saw today that they are going to have a documentary on the life of Allen Iverson, which I think will be amazing. My roommate in college was PR director for the 76ers when he was there, and I just all the stories he's told me that I'd love to see on television. So would you say the first documentary that really kind of got this going would have been the Michael Jordan one during COVID? You think that really got it kick-started it?
Yeah, that's just about to say, because it was well done, and also because we were so sports starved, we didn't watch anything. We didn't watch a documentary on you.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know what we filled it with, but then every all of the other ones that built on that didn't disappoint, and that's the key to these stories. And now Netflix is now expanding their world and relationships, which means that all of the storytelling they do gets to transcend not just racing and not just golf, but other sports now too.
So I saw the American Gaming Association came out with an estimated $2.72 billion will be wagered on both men's and women's basketball tournaments, and then to add to that, the NCAA tournament for women, they have kind of just almost double or tripled their ad spending money that's coming in, I should say, on the tournament. Who's watching the women's? I mean, with all this money going towards it, I mean, if I polled all my friends that watch sports, not one of them is going to watch this NCAA women's tournament. Who's spending all the money on this?
All right. So is that a macho comment from you? Is that a comment saying I'm cooler than most? I mean, what's the story? I mean, why would you admit that in this highly charged political age? I gotta tell you,
don't care. Come on.
As your good friend and advisor, you need all the mammals you can get listening to you, 2-legged, 4-legged, whatever. Don't be denigrating those mammals, right? Because you're going to end up selling insurance, like half the people.
I understand the Caitlin deal, all right, but then until the next one comes by, I just don't. It just seems like to me, and we talk about a little bit here on the show, that it just seems like it's being force-fed to us at times. ESPN leading with women's basketball sometimes on SportsCenter and things like that, and I just don't know if it's really truly moving the needle. But we're being sold that it is.
Yeah. All right. I'll accept some of that.
Okay.
But we watch a lot of sports that are being force-fed.
Fair.
October NBA defensive basketball. What do you think of that? I mean,
yeah.
Is there such a thing? I mean, how about this? How about NBA All-Star game? The game itself, not the three-point shooting. How about that? 211 points. So I get the fact that sometimes it's not always good, but listen, the quality of women's basketball across the board has immeasurably increased. That's important. Women. You could put 3-point statistics. I'm guessing at this. I don't know this, but put three stats up, men and women. I know the 3-point lines look closer. I get that, but it's pretty good. And I guess Pete Carroll, when he was coach Princeton, said, I patterned my offense around women's basketball because these guys think pass first and shoot later. I kind of enjoy some of that. I would love to see dunks. Some bench clearing stuff a week. LSU. A long way, and when you go to LSU and South Carolina and Ohio State and Iowa, if you go on campus and say I don't like women's basketball, you're in real trouble.
Well, buyer beware, right? From that standpoint.
No,
all right,
thanks.
All right, for the Yotes fans, the appraisal came out of 95 acres that the Yotes are going to have the auction with $68.5 million, I believe it is. So this is going to happen in mid-June, auction, mind you, and I'm sure you've been down this road a few times, Rick. So they get in there, and the auction, it could get bid up to $75 million. Okay, so mid-June, let's say they win the auction. They cut a deposit down from there. For this 95 acres, at what point, for the Yotes fans out there, could we see an actual building on this property from your experience over the past several years?
Well, first of all, my experience is much different than this one, only because most property transactions as part of a stadium deal are done in private, and then you show up with the property, and all of a sudden your leverage increases. You know, the reason that, remember when the Rams ended up with SoFi in Inglewood, Stan Kroenke showed up in the middle of the night with a lease on significant property in Inglewood. And you know, that started all the conversation. This process has gone on longer than almost any deal I've ever seen or been around or done. And B, it's much too public because, you know, when you fail 6 or 7 times, everybody is waiting for your next move publicly. So having said that, it takes 6 months in a normal case to get the permits and get the shovels in the ground. But again, I'm not sure how the expedited permit situation would work. The auctioned land, I know, will be permit ready, and then you got to apply with specific stuff, and then their environmental stuff. But the real thing too is the financing. I know that there is a conversation about absolutely being sure this is privately financed, and yet don't have to worry about anything else. But we've heard some of that before. I'm really hoping, for everybody's sake, this gets done quickly. Because not only does it impact Phoenix and the Valley, but it impacts Winnipeg to some respects. It impacts Salt Lake. It impacts Houston. It impacts Charlotte and a few other, Kansas City and a few other cities that are waiting like the dominoes, whether it's going to be expansion in those cities or a relocated Coyote.
Hey, why don't you feed your dog? He's barking like crazy. I mean, he's hungry. Why don't you give him a couple treats or something?
Well, yeah, but because he doesn't understand that I'm spending 7 minutes with mindless folks, and we're waiting. That's exactly what I got to do in a minute. And I appreciate your yet again stating the obvious. Thanks again.
What are you going to JT the Brick next? I mean, what do you got? What do you got next?
No, I don't deal with people that have under 100 listeners. He used to be the most important guy in radio, but now it's like last time I was in Vegas and I called him. That was one of those days apparently where we had a sunspot knocking out the cell phone service because I didn't get the call back.
Kind of like when you and I were both at the Ryder Cup in Italy and we couldn't connect, and we were both on the grounds there. For the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, both on the ground. We will share mutual blame on that one. That was. By the way, when you get around to watching Full Swing, the last 2 episodes are Ryder Cup, so you'll love it.
I can't wait. Hey, buddy, as always, man. Thanks for the time.
All right, Duke says hi.
All right, thanks, bye. Duke. That's Rick Horrow. Follow him at Rick Horrow, rickhorrow.com, and the sports professor here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're going to get into some sports bar and some other things next. We got ball at 50 as we're coming to you live from Twin Peaks in Tempe. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Sports 910.
This is the herd.
The winner in this is also
Colin Cowherd.
You know my history with Baker Mayfield is a little piece. But in the end, Baker Mayfield signing a 3-year, $100 million deal to the Tampa feels right. But there is something about Baker Mayfield that I think is a quality in life. Resilience is a great quality.
This is the herd. Tomorrow at 10 to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free Heart Radio app.
Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy for their Hoops Finals weekend in the new showroom Walking Stick Resort. Win cash with free Pops and Wares contests, plus 3 big screen TV giveaways. That's Hoops Finals weekend at Tongue Stick Resort, April 6th and 8th.
Golf shops at Val Golf Center in Avenue. It's the multi-dirt demo and Infinity event happening March 5th and 16th. Come demo the hottest products. Meet with golf manufacturers, get custom fit new clubs, and enjoy demo specials. To reserve your exclusive custom fitting session, swing and golf shops at Val Golf Center or online at worldwidegolfshops.com. Get there.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just on 101 on Franklin Boulevard, Scottsdale, and online at
program now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the valley at saltriverrewards.com.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. #SexyRoofStatus. All of our work using state-of-the-art materials and 5-star workmanship. Our inspections are free. You heard me? Free. Go to state48roofing.com to schedule your free appointment today.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek and the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 drafts, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
Doug Gottlieb here. March is here. That means Chick Days, planting your garden, and college basketball. Just like in basketball, every team needs its MVP. When it comes to team members who go above and beyond, Tractor Supply has the winning lineup. Our home team at Tractor Supply is excited to support your hometown. We're proud to be part of the excitement of college basketball tournament season, and our home team looks forward to serving your hometown. Because every day is game day at Tractor Supply.
At Sherman, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Sherman, ultra soft on the party. This is more, so roll it back, everybody. Sherman's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party vibe. It's cushioning things so our chicks feel fly. So worth it. Every booty wanna touch the sky.
Sherman Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Sherman.
It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
iHeart Radio app.
All right, big move today as the Arizona Cardinals made a trade with the Atlanta Falcons, if you've not heard, as Desmond Ritter is coming to the Cardinals. In return, Rondell Moore is heading to Atlanta. So he will be joined by Clayton Tune, who's going to be entering his second year. He was the fifth-round pick last year for the Cards. Ritter was a third-round pick in Atlanta in 2022. He's thrown for over 2,800 yards, 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions in his time with Atlanta. So both these guys will be there to back up Kyler Murray. They're getting him on the cheap. Let's just be honest. He's going to make $1.2 million this year. 1.4 is what he'll get the remainder of his roster in 2025, because that's the final year of his rookie contract. Rondell Moore is going to Atlanta, which there's a resurgence there with Kirk Cousins, and could be a great home for him. It's definitely a win. It's definitely a win for the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know if it's a win for the Arizona Cardinals. We'll find out, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't care for it. I don't care for him coming in as really going into his third year as a backup quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. To your point, Rock, getting him on the cheap. The young man is really not really developed. He's got the skill set, got the ability, got the arm. As you mentioned, the 12 touchdown passes, the 12 interceptions. He got benched twice last year, and I've watched him play a couple times.
Did you?
Especially in the Reds. Yes, I did.
You watched him?
Yeah, dang Skippy, I watched him, yeah. Because I'm doing Manuch's clipboard report. I watched a lot
Schubert,
of quarterbacks.
He actually watched a little football this year.
I watched a lot of football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did learn earlier that he thinks the Celtics are the best team in the East. So we
Yes.
take this,
Yeah,
this
it's true.
well, good analysis here in hour number one.
That could be debatable. Some people might say there might be a feather choose. Anyways,
Get with who?
I said the Bucks might be the best.
A team that's 9.5 games out and is changed coaches 30 games.
Yeah, well, for now. Anyways, getting back to my story, watch this young man. Where he has issues is in the red zone. He struggled red zone several times. About 64%. I'm telling you. Kyler Murray, if he goes down, you got two inexperienced quarterbacks. If you got to go with Desmond Ridder, okay. Two years in Atlanta, and he was a third-round pick, and you're giving up on him. So there's a lot of flaws there. And yes, Rock, Rondale Moore will be a better fit, better scenario for this Atlanta Falcons team. They'll utilize him big time, and he'll really he may get 75, 80 catches next year.
I'd be curious what they could have gotten Jimmy G for. You know, he gets released yesterday. I mean, I would rather have a veteran at that level. We all know Jimmy G can play.
Yes, and I think that you look at hey, you don't want a guy running around helter-skelter all over the place. You want a guy that can get the team, manage the team, be productive, moving the football down the field, and really, not that you'll skip a beat, but you can stay on course, that a guy knows defenses. He understands the offense. He can learn it. And Jimmy G has done that. Now, there's a few other guys you stop and think about.
Don't be surprised you don't see Jimmy G go back to San Francisco. You could see him go there, maybe New England. You know, he played under Josh McDaniels in New England at one point. See him maybe going there. Broncos.
Very much so.
Where else? Washington. Well, no, they just made it. Well, they got rid of Sam Howell.
Sam Howell going to Seattle.
Maybe even the Texans. I mean, I don't know why. I'm sure these GMs are working the phones.
Right. Exactly. And I really believe you look at a Desmond Ridder as a total rookie contract. We'll get him on the cheap. We'll see what he looks like. Well, you don't want to. We'll see what he looks like. If you're going to make your move and try to get your win total to 7, 8, 9 games, your head guy, your main guy goes down. You want to feel assured that a guy's got enough experience and enough savvy to understand what it's going to take to go against the defenses of the National Football League. So, yeah, I'm not real enthused about it. It's a better move for Atlanta than it is for Arizona Cardinals. But Desmond Ridder, okay, he's got skill sets, but doesn't have the experience I think you want for that backup quarterback.
That was kind of funny. Philadelphia Eagles Landon Dickerson. He just signed a pretty fat 4-year, $84 million extension, making him the highest paid guard in NFL history. And he was asked, what are you going to do with all your money? And he goes, I'm going to go buy a new lawnmower. Yes, a lawnmower.
There's a typical lineman comment.
He wants the zero-turn model lawnmower, which is about $2,000. I guess he lives on this huge parcel of land, and he likes to cut his lawn, and I can understand that.
Surprised you mentioned his new John Deere lawnmower. Give a little love to John Deere.
Well, I don't know what zero-turn model is. That could be John Deere.
Very much could be. The other thing, too, Jonah Williams coming to the Arizona Cardinals. There's your splash, folks. As far as your offensive line, I would think, move Paris Johnson to left tackle, where he was accustomed with at Ohio State. Put Jonah Williams at the right tackle. And now at this point, I think you go get your wide receiver and Harrison Jr. At that point, with the next pick, you might get either edge rusher or a top-notch corner. And then you go get a top-notch, I feel, offensive lineman with that third pick of the draft. So I think
zero-turn riding mower could be a Toro, could be a John Deere. It's the type of lawnmower, the way it turns.
Right, yeah.
I had no idea. How would I know? I got freaking artificial turf in my backyard.
But I think that now the Cardinals look at the draft. You look at the free agents they got, the re-signing of their guys. I think now you get that protection up front, and maybe even go after a top-notch, whether it be center or guard, for the Cardinals in the draft as well, too.
So if you were going to – I hate to do this to you, but if you were going to grade the Cardinals on the first few days of free agency, what are you going to give them?
For this week, I'll give them, with the addition of Jonah Williams – and the two defensive tackles, I give them a B+.
Really?
Yeah, I like the two defensive tackles that they got.
Fill some holes?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you with the corner that with John Murphy, Pete Bunting, I like that. I give him a plus. I do. Their splashes are off the line, which they needed. And the thing about that is Williams stay at the right tackle. And then it's interesting how
DJ Humphries was somewhat of the face, at least on the offensive side of the ball.
And
he's the guy that's doing the interviews. He's the guy that, he joined us for our Super Bowl party with Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie that one year. He's that guy, but now they lose him and he'll get picked up. I think he's got some little rehab he's got to work on.
I think Jonah Williams is an upgrade. I really do. I think DJ Humphries underperformed. I really do. His time here with the Arizona Cardinals as a tackle. There were many games, a couple years, he was getting beat on a regular basis. So I think Williams is the upgrade, getting paid a lot of money. So I think now you focus on the interior offensive line from the standpoint of draft perspective.
There's your Football at 50 brought to you by our annual Twin Peaks Bracket Contest. Your chance to win 910 on 910. It's coming up this Sunday afternoon. Fill your Twin Peaks bracket at fanpick'em.com. And this year's contest is brought to you by Twin Peaks and Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale, which we're going to hear more about that at 2 o'clock here as their marketing guy's going to join us, Trevor, and we're going to talk about the new Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale by Four Peaks Brewing. So that's coming up here in just a few minutes. We'll also catch up with Scott Spreitzer. We'll do his picks. We'll have our underdog picks as well, and a lot more as we get going for hour number 2 of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox 910.
Clear.
Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Get ready for introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Stop by any of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are live every Thursday. Fan it up at Twin Peaks.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Alternative Rewind, where all rock began. Just search Alternative Rewind and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
I'm up $5,000 this week off NBA bets alone. If you want to catch our sports bets, check out our show, Wager Chasers, Saturdays from 1 to 3, right here on Fox Sports Radio. And if you want to know our daily plays, check us out at wagerchasers.com.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors. It helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Even a wager that misses can be a slam dunk with BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA. Just log into your account today to receive an NBA same-game parlay insurance token. Add an NBA parlay with at least 3 legs to your slip and activate the token. If you lose your wager, you'll get yours back in bonus bets, up to the maximum amount specified on your token. Don't sweat. Missed shot when you wager with same-game parlay insurance. Opt-in is required. Log into your BetMGM sports account to receive your NBA same parlay. 21 plus only. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Suns open the 6-game NBA Thursday schedule with a road tilt against the Celtics. Eric Gordon is questionable with a knee issue, while Nasir Little is probable with his own knee issue. The Cardinals are trading wide receiver Rondale Moore to the Falcons for quarterback Desmond Ridder. Grand Canyon will play the winner of today's Cal Baptist-Seattle game in tomorrow's WAC tournament semifinal. Connor Ingram, the Coyotes, confirmed netminder for their away game with the Red Wings. The Diamondbacks taking on the Royals in today's Cactus League tilt. Tommy Henry received the start. A majority of the team's projected opening day lineup started the game today. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, partly sunny skies out there, temperatures right around 70 degrees. And then for tonight, pretty good chance of some evening showers with those overnight lows dipping into the low 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. It's Thursday, and the guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports.
You're hot.
10.
All right, no Jimmy B today. He had to go to the dentist. I don't understand. If you go to the dentist, it means you get off for the day.
Well, he had some pretty major stuff done today.
Oh, he did? Was it just a cleaning?
No. He had about 3 or 4 teeth toward the bottom right that had this gold crown on it. Gold.
Whatever.
So he had that removed and had to get some work on it. And I said, basically, Jimmy, you could take that gold out and go sell that stuff.
Yeah, why not?
So he was numbed up pretty good.
Okay, well, we get a break. Everybody gets a break with Jimmy B.
Might have made for some good Jackson's Rewind content, but nope.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hey, we're out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Of course, we're here every Thursday. And, during football season and basketball season, we have teamed up with Twin Peaks. We have different contests going on with fanpick'em.com. And this year, once again, for the Madness, the Bracket Challenge, it's our Win 910 on 910, 3-in-1 contest at fanpick'em.com. And this year, we have teamed up with Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale from Four Peaks Brewing, and joining us now as their marketing director here on location is Trevor Needle, who joins us to talk about this Bad Birdie. People have heard about Bad Birdie because it's a golf brand, and of course, everyone's heard about Four Peaks, local company here in the Valley, and they have teamed up to create this new beer that just launched, and it's at all 5 locations now at Twin Peaks, and Trevor joins us now here in person. So, Trevor, you got a golf brand like Bad Birdie, which is a young and up-and-coming, kind of real fun type of brand. And then Four Peaks, which has been around a long time in the Valley and has put out some incredible different. And then here it is.
I think it really comes down to even going back to the pandemic, where every single person had to get outside. And what do? They went and played golf.
Yeah.
And so me being in the beer industry, what do you do when you have some time off in the pandemic? You can get outside. You could go and play golf. And I fell in love with golf during this time frame, and specifically Bad Birdie. It spoke to me. It's young, it's fun, it's vibrant. Every single, I think, millennial right now knows Bad Birdie. Mm-hmm. And so when I came over to Four Peaks about 2 years ago, Four Peaks in general, you mentioned it. We are a 27-year-old brewery.
27, wow.
27. And at times, we look and act like a 27-year-old brewery. And so,
that's a good thing.
The owners are not listening. You old guys.
It's a good thing, though. I mean, again, we are established and we are local, and we have a very strong root with being in Arizona. But even this year, we're actually doing a full rebrand at Four Peaks. We're changing the looks of Kilt Lifter, of Wow Wheat, in order to kind of bring the brewery into 2024. And with that, another thing we could do was the Bad Birdie beer. So being a resident golfer, being a lover of Arizona golf in particular,
sure,
what's better than beer and golf? And so we actually reached out to Bad Birdie with the kind of the whole plan of let's make you a beer.
So how long does it take to make someone a beer?
In general, this one particularly, it took about a year of just going through everything, and we wanted to do it the right way.
Okay.
And I think specifically with Bad Birdie, we did a whole apparel line that they came up with. And so getting the apparel produced, the design, the beer cans themselves take over 3 months in order to kind of actually get produced from ball. And so it was a whole process, but we launched Jan 1, and it has been an resounding success.
So when a company like yourselves, Four Peaks, you've been around a long time, you got guys that have been with you for a long time that have relationships. How does the process go for those who don't understand? They say their watering hole. I go to the refreshment stand for happy hour, and they don't have Bad Birdie. How do you go about maybe telling an owner or something? Hey, you guys got to get with it. You got to get this new beer in town.
I think in general, from a Bad Birdie perspective, they've been an amazing partner. And I say it's a lot for Bad Birdie. Not all partners are great partners. Bad Birdie has been an amazing partner. They are young, they're fun, they're creative, they get it. They're also a media company, and they produce some very great media. Their creative is fantastic. Jason Richardson was previously a producer in LA before we started Bad Birdie. And so in order to partner up with them, they have such strong marketing in general. Instead of Four Peaks coming up with a brand new beer, a brand new name, we're relying on the power of Bad Birdie. And then we're also giving them brand awareness as well. We're exposing the brand Bad Birdie consumer. We're exposing them as well.
So it's at Twin Peaks now, so we're pretty excited about that. They'll have specials during all the madness here. We're not allowed to say the two in a row, like, the third month of the year, and, for stupid reasons.
Special time of
especially when they're in our own backyard,
Read
the
the lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what makes Bad Birdie a special brand to try? Kilt Lifter, man, unbelievable. That is your anchor, right? Your flagship, would you say, right? But, it took a little while to get it out, and then once it got out, people tried it. And like my parents are snowbirds. My dad comes into town, and that's the first thing he asks for. Because, you can't get it out in the East Coast where he's at.
Exactly.
So, but the first thing, you remember the old days with, Coors Light, you couldn't get on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with Fat Tire and all those kind of different beers, So what is it that makes this so different than some of the other craft beers?
The beer itself is a new style. So it is a juicy golden ale. It's essentially a light, easy drinking. It's 5% ABV, but it's a light, easy drinking, crushable yellow beer. But we add a little bit of pog flavoring. So passion fruit.
What is that?
Yeah,
Pog.
passion fruit, orange, and guava. So like pog juice. So we had a little bit of pog flavoring. Not too much to make it sweet, but just to give it a little bit of that juicy note, a little bit of a differentiation. But you can still slam it. It's still crushable. So it's just this very easy drinking yellow beer.
I see, we have some commercials that are going to be airing. When you say crushable, I'm not a millennial, so what was crushable? What does that mean?
It goes down smooth. You can drink it.
Too as well.
There we go.
I'm just curious. You come up with a flavor, and you said it took about a year for everybody to kind of put their 2 cents worth in. That these tasting, not so much outlets you guys had to come up with this. That theme of the passion and this and that and the fruit. It's almost too healthy, Trevor. I mean, come on.
Oh,
let's
beer,
go.
Beer and health again. Read between the lines.
Exactly.
No, I think for this one again, we didn't want to make another yellow beer.
Gotcha.
And Bad Birdie has such a big, bold personality. The kind of the saying that we say is, we add a little bit of the pog flavor to match the bold personality of Bad Birdie. So it couldn't just be a traditional yellow beer. We wanted to add a little bit of flavor to match that big, bold personality.
He's a hell of a marketing guy, man. I'm sold. I'm like, it's just because you don't hear that. You don't hear how a beer can be connected to a brand.
Definitely.
A apparel brand. and here it is, because you're wearing Bad Birdie right now. You got the Four Peaks Brewing on the sleeve, and we joke around because Jax, who's one of our producers and on-air guys, he's in his early 20s. He wears Bad Birdie all the time. On the flip side, we have an 80-year-old who's not here today, and he's a little guy. He wears the Bad Birdie, so it's not just the millennials. He loves the Bad Birdie, Jimmy B.
Yeah.
So he's going to love the beer.
That's running the gamut right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like Sun Lakes. Well, he's Sun Lakes. He's going to be drinking the Bad Birdie.
And I think that's kind of the power of two authentic Arizona companies coming together for this one. Because even Four Peaks, we have brands like Kilt Lifter, which does skew to the older demographic. Sure. But then we have brands like Wow Wheat that definitely goes younger. So we as Four Peaks have this entire kind of spectrum, right? But I think when it comes to Bad Birdie, as you mentioned, you can be 80 or you can be 17. You can still enjoy Bad Birdie.
Yeah, 17 Jacks is what he's got him at. But, well, hey, we're excited for this partnership. It's the madness here in the third month of the year. We're going to have some fun. We're going to be at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Bad Birdie, Juicy Golden Ale, Four Peaks is going to be going. It's going to be flowing. It's going to be crushable, right? It's going to be crushable.
I like that.
I love that.
It's crushable.
Trevor Needle, Marketing Director for Four Peaks Brewing, joining us. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. So it's a collaboration of Bad Birdie, the golf brand, and Four Peaks Brewing, which is kind of cool. You mentioned the Wow, and you mentioned the Four Peaks. Those are very, very popular beers. And now all 5 locations. So get out there and try. I mean, in 29 degree, which is unbelievable. You get that draft nice and cold here.
It's just so interesting. I'm intrigued how products come together like that, especially and then the brand and how you develop it. Took a good year to bring it all together. The taste, the kind of beer, and this and that, and then marrying the two together. I'm always intrigued with when you pull the curtain back and say, how did you end up getting there, and how long? Trevor, about a year. I went, wow. I mean, a whole year to get it all together. Whereas everybody signed off on everything, which makes sense.
Well, I can imagine how many taste tests, how many days, months that they're all sitting around a table. And everybody has a different palate, right?
Sure.
So, I mean, it's got to be a long process, but they figured it out, and now they have a really popular brand.
And all the volunteers for that taste testing as well, too, right? Guys, we can only take 10, okay? But I think the more input you have, the better when you develop a big product like this.
So as we mentioned, it's the partnership we have with Bad Birdie and Twin Peaks is our Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. You have chances to win $50 Twin Peaks gift cards after every single round, as well as 9-10 for the final winner. So it's a lot of fun. It's a 3-in-1 contest. So if your bracket gets busted the first day, you're going to be fine because we have new brackets, after coming up, we will have our underdog picks, their college picks. We got Scott from DocSports.com is going to join us here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. So we thank Trevor for joining us, the marketing director for Four Peaks Brewing, and we'll continue on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the drive, which free agents do the Cardinals want but they couldn't land? Which trades could still happen? And what could be coming in the draft? Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network joins us. It all starts at 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910 and your free iHeartRadio app.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center in Avondale. It's the multi-vendor demo and fitting event happening March 15th and 16th. Come demo the hottest new products. Meet with golf manufacturer reps. Get custom fit for new clubs and enjoy Demo Day specials. To reserve your exclusive custom fitting session, swing into Vans Golf Shops at Valley Golf Center or book online at worldwidegolfshops.com. Get there.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Husk Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager drafts.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Postseason college hoops are here. Watch all the games at Twin Peaks. Enjoy incredible Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale draft specials from Four Peaks Brewing during all the games. Plus, sign up for a free Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. Win Twin Peaks fan cards at all rounds. Twin Peaks, your basketball headquarters.
Doug Gottlieb here. March is here. That means Chick Days, planting your garden, and college basketball. Just like in basketball, every team needs its MVP. When it comes to team members who go above and beyond, Tractor Supply has the winning lineup. Our home team at Tractor Supply is excited to support your hometown. We're proud to be part of the excitement of college basketball tournament season, and our home team looks forward to serving your hometown. Because every day is game day at Tractor Supply.
Hey there, it's Mountain Man Jen. It's tournament time. Get ready for buzzer beaters and busted brackets. And to make your tournament more enjoyable, well, Cox Mobile is offering a chance to win a $2,000 gift card to host your own watch party. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Pay for what you need, from a single gig to unlimited. Go to iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register for your chance to win. That's at iHeart.com/Cox Bracket. Register. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to win. See iHeart.com/Cox Bracket for complete details.
Time for the guys' Twin Peaks College Hoop Report. Poured by Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale from Four Peaks Brewing, Arizona's #1 craft brewery. The Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale is a crushable, bold, and downright disruptive experience for your palate. And available at all 5 Twin Peaks locations. It's good to be bad. Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale. Let's talk hoops.
Welcome back, Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B out here at Twin Peaks at Ted Marketplace. We get ready to break down some of our dogs and some of the college picks we got going on this afternoon. And got to tell you what, the game, we got the Wichita State of the world, Memphis, you take care of business.
For USC, so that's the end of LeBron's son.
Right?
Bronny. So no more Bronny.
We're done for now.
Did you see the other day that they gave all the players the beats? They all got customized beats. Yeah. So everybody got beats on that on their team. So that was something that Bronny put together. But I can't hear you if you're on. So there you go.
I was gonna say they'll be able to wear them on the ride home.
Yeah, exactly.
Little shot there.
But they all got a custom Beats headphone. So that's kind of cool. Why not? I mean, but Bronny James got a little bit of money. I think he could.
Oh, I would think that those all came gratis for sure.
All right, let's get to our underdog pick, show.
$1 zillion. The question is, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Most weekend bettors prefer to lay their money down on favorites because they can't get their head around backing an underdog. Not Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. They're all about the dogs. Time now for the guys' dog picks of the week on Fox Sports 910.
All right, college basketball is going to be our theme today, as there's 12 hours of college basketball going on. It started at around 8 o'clock this morning. It's going to go till into the night. 52 games are being played across 16 conferences. How about that? You got 14 conferences that will complete their tournaments tonight. The remaining 18 will all conclude with the championship games either on Saturday or Sunday. Got all those automatic bids and things of that sort. Of course, Arizona won today, so they're going to advance. I got to give them so much credit for what they did in Kansas City. The Big 12 is where they're going, and they've already jumped ahead promotionally, and they put a billboard up in downtown Kansas City that reads, "Get ready to bear down."
Love it.
If you are an Arizona grad or you support the Wildcats, that is awesome.
Yep.
I know, Shu, you got to love that. You remember when you always heard about that billboard when you drive into Arizona and this is Arizona country, and it's Arizona Wildcats. I mean, that's got to piss Arizona State people off, right?
You're right. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm having a blast. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, Jack's kind of do a little rewind from last week.
Yeah, we were all winners besides Jimmy B and Shu. Rock had the Huskies plus 6.5 at Wazoo. They ended up winning the game outright. Manuch had the Bulls to cover against the Warriors, 7.5. That one, and I had Colorado plus 3.5 at Oregon in that one as well. So standings follow me in first place at 17 and 11, followed by Manuch 13 and 14, Rock 12 and 15, Jimmy B 10, 16 and 1, and Shu in last 8, 10 and 1.
All right, let's get to it for today. I like North Carolina State, the Wolfpack. They got the Duke Blue Devils. The Blue Devils have a bye. They've had a bye for the first 2 rounds, so they're just getting started. So they're a little rusty. So the spread's 11.5. I saw the points. I figured, hey, I am going to go down that road, so I am taking the points. My nephew goes to NC State. That kind of helps. That's why I knew it was 11.5, and I will go with the Wolfpack.
I'm going to go with my alma mater, Kansas State, getting 6.5 versus Iowa State. The Cats to cover. They beat Texas last night, I should say. They won 4 of the last 6, and they beat Iowa State last Saturday night. So at least I think my Cats can cover, hoping they win.
I'm going to go Cincinnati plus 6.5 against Baylor. They looked good yesterday against Kansas. I know McCullough and Dickinson were out for Kansas. I like Cincinnati to cover that 6.5. It's always those teams that are desperate, that have to win the Big 12, or the bubble team that need to get into the tournament, that play well around this time. I think Cincinnati's starting to play their best basketball. Give me the plus 6.5 against Baylor.
Rocky, you said how many were on today over the next 12 hours? I don't want to pick here for this segment, but I do have to pick one because all of these games are hard. I decided to go with a tried and true. Give me Villanova in March, plus 4.5 against Marquette. No reason other than it's Villanova in March. They got to find a way at one point to get me something here, so give me Villanova plus 4.5 against Marquette.
I got to tell you, myself being a Villanova fan, growing up in the Philadelphia area, love Villanova. I was looking at that game, at a hell of a game last night. They won in overtime. So I was looking at that. So it's not a bad pick because they get hot when they need to get hot, and that is March.
The calendar says March. Villanova goes on a run. It's how it works.
Man, good stuff. All right, that's our picks. How about that? Hey, I got a daily digit for you today, and it has to do with basketball. Total compensation for University of Kansas men's basketball coach Bill Self. This makes him the highest paid men's basketball coach in the country for the second time in 3 years.
Regular, is that includes
total compensation? Total. Wow. That's huge.
$9.5 million for a college basketball
9.63.
Yeah. Aside from all the shenanigans, he's still there at KU. From that particular standpoint, but that's big bucks. You talk about KU, who really got waxed with their 2 guys out, so they should be healthy for the tournament starting next Thursday.
So when it comes to the Pac-12 tournament, of course, this is the last year. We all know that. Up next, just getting underway, UCLA and Oregon, followed by Stanford and Washington State, and then it'll end tonight with Utah and Colorado. Utah taking care of business last night over the Sun Devils, and they beat them bad. 33 points they beat them. The final score was 90-57. They never got it going. They just looked lifeless, just didn't look like they wanted to be there. They were completely outplayed by a team that they beat twice this year. It was just an unfortunate showing by the Sun Devils. You would have hoped to see them play a little harder, and I'm anxious to see what the next chapter is for this program. Will it include Bobby Hurley or not?
Yeah, and I think the couple things last night, Gaffney was a last-second decision. He actually played. I guess he had some rib injuries there. He played. Losing Perez, your leading scorer, that hurts.
They've been banged up all year. That may be the reason why Bobby comes back.
Yeah, and I got to tell you what, though, as we see some of the firings that are starting to come down the pike, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, Oklahoma State fired their head basketball coach, so there's an opportunity. If Bobby wants to move on and go to the Big 12. You imagine that. Bobby Hurley going to the Big 12, coaching Oklahoma State while the Sun Devils join the Big 12. But it's, the team, the program, at its worst, probably since the first year of Bobby Hurley, some 9 years ago. You hate to see it, but I can't see this program coming out of the doldrums for several years, no matter who's coaching this team, no matter who's going to be able to go raise the funds and go get top-notch athletes, because the rich keep getting richer and the poor poorer. And in this instance, the Devils are going to go into a blitzkrieg of a conference as far as basketball is concerned.
So as of just a day or two, Cal Poly's got a job. Maybe wants to go to Cal Poly. Central Arkansas, the Bears, they need a head coach. Detroit Mercy Titans, they won one game this year, I think.
Yes.
They are looking for a head coach. Gardner Webb, the running Bulldogs need someone. Houston Christian needs a coach too. So those are some of the openings. Oh, I got some more. Long Beach State, Louisville.
That's right.
Loyola, Maryland.
Oh, Maryland.
Maryland.
Okay.
The Mercy Bears, Missouri State. You can interim at Ohio State. You mentioned Oklahoma State. Pacific Pepperdine. Lorenzo Romar. Remember he was at Washington? Was it?
Yes. Yes.
Rice. They got money down at Rice.
Sure.
St. Louis, the Pelicans, they are looking for a head coach. Southern Illinois. How about that? UTSA, University of Texas A&M. Vanderbilt, Jerry Stackhouse is out there. Washington, Mike Hopkins is out. West Virginia with Bob Huggins is out.
Yes.
William and Mary. There are a lot of jobs.
And I think if Bobby Hurley goes to one or where they can go compete and win and be on par with trying to win conference championships and have the money there to go get the type of recruits he wants to get, because he's earned that right as far as having that kind of a college. Went to the NCAAs last year with ASU, but this year things just fell apart. Didn't quite have all the guys he needed, but he can probably pick and choose if he decides to leave that's out there.
Speaking of picks, we're going to catch up with Scott Spreitzer next. Talk about some of the games in college basketball, as well as look ahead to tonight with the Suns at the Celtics. So he will join us next. He's with Doc Sports. He's been coming on the program now for 15 years. Normally on Fridays, so we're getting him on a Thursday. So he will join us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910 and now on 99.9 HD3.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Arizona notched a convincing win over USC to advance to the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament semifinal, where they'll play either UCLA or Oregon tomorrow. Grand Canyon will play the winner of today's Cal Baptist Seattle game in tomorrow's WAC tournament semifinal. The Suns open the 6-game NBA Thursday schedule with a road tilt against the Celtics. Eric Gordon is questionable with a knee issue, while Nasir Little is probable with his own knee issue. The Cardinals are trading wide receiver Rondale Moore to the Falcons for quarterback Desmond Ridder. Connor Ingram is the Coyotes' confirmed netminder for their away game against the Red Wings. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the
And can return to work next day.
Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for pool, poker, and trivia. And now, the new Husk Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Lager.
That's there. Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a new Samsung Galaxy A15 for just $99. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah! Good talk.
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. In-store activation on single Silver Unlimited plan or higher required. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Cox Mobile is making tournament time better with a chance to win a $2,000 gift card to host a watch party. Go to iHeart.com/Cox Bracket to register to win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to win. See iHeart.com/Cox Bracket for complete details.
Everything you love about Mercedes, the style, the comfort, the technology, the choice, is now available in electric. The vehicles, all electric. The feeling, all Mercedes. The choice,
I'll take their picks off air and then give them on air.
MBUSA.com/.
So we can keep that moving so you can get to your other stuff.
Now, sports gamblers, Scott Spreitzer, one of the leaders and most trusted names in the country. Nobody watches and studies games more than he does. From DocSports.com, here's Scott Spreitzer exclusively on with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Show me the
You're hot.
Now, sports gamblers.
All right, you can follow Scott as Scott Wins. The games we got today, we got 3 college. We're going to go Utah, Colorado, K-State, Iowa State, UCLA, Oregon. Then we'll finish up with Suns and Celtics, a big one tonight in Boston. Scott, how we doing today, buddy? What's happening?
I'm doing all right, guys. We got the top play in the book already, so it's kind of a stress-free evening for me.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, let's start with the number 3 seed, Colorado Buffaloes, taking on number 6, Utah Utes tonight. They're in Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. It's a late one tonight. That's I believe, the 8:30 game on Fox Sports 1. Colorado has won 14 against the spread this season while failing to cover or pushing 17 times. So when you look at the history of these teams tonight, and Utah getting by Arizona State last night, how are you handicapping this one?
Yeah, I had Utah last night as a top play yesterday, and one of the reasons was the fact that they had lost to ASU twice during the regular season. But if you went back and you looked at how they lost those games, how those games went over the entire 40 minutes, it was one of those situations where Utah probably should have won both of those games. And I like teams this time of year, guys, in the conference tournaments, just moving forward. People will know one of the things that I like to do is I like to look at teams that are favored against a team that they lost to twice during the season, yet they're still favored in the conference tourneys. It's one of the things that I like to look at. That was the case last night. Now, these teams, if you saw what happened earlier this season, the Buffs crushed Utah 89-65 in the second meeting. The first meeting ended in a 5-point Utes win, so it was a split of the series. Colorado was really off their game that night when they lost by 5. They had a horrible shooting night. They were 25 of 66. That included 41% 2-point shooting, 30% 3-point shooting. And here's the thing, Colorado's the 5th best 3-point shooting team in college basketball. They nail 40% of their 3-point attempts, and they make over 52% of their twos. So you can see they were well below those numbers in that first meeting against Utah, yet still came within 5 points of beating the Utes. And then as far as Utah, middle of the pack defending the 3. I think Colorado, with their 3-point shooting, is going to be able to win this by a spread covering margin. And if you enjoy angles and trends this timer, Colorado's in a solid spot. Pac-12 turning favorites of less than 5 went into this tournament on a 29-10-1 spread run past decade. Colorado extends.
Iowa State minus 6.5. Now, my Cats' big win over Texas last night, and they beat Iowa State Saturday pretty soundly there in Manhattan, over under 132.5. How are you handicapping this game with my Cats beating them on Saturday and then the big win last night?
Yeah, I tell you, the Cyclones were solid for about the first 10 minutes of that game the other day that they lost to K-State, and then it was all K-State after the first 10 minutes of the game. And the Now, the Cyclones didn't play their typical game. They're really nasty, and I mean that in a good way on defense. They're second in adjusted efficiency on defense. They're second in defensive turnover percentage and third in steal percentage. And the thing about K-State, they're 346th out of 362 teams in offensive turnover percentage. They turn the ball over a lot. They tend to get careless with the rock for stretches of games. And I think that matchup against the Cyclones coming off that loss the other day to K-State is going to make a difference here because, again, Iowa State for the entire year, except for a couple of spots here and there, have been so good at forcing teams into mistakes. That's how they win games. And then you look at last night, K-State, got to give them credit. They were down 10. They came back, beat Texas by 4. The Longhorns had a horrible second half yesterday. I think Iowa State's going to be too tough on defense, guys, and I think they end up winning this game by 9 to 10 points.
Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com, on Twitter at Scott Wins here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, number 4, Oregon against number 5, UCLA, just getting underway. Oregon, the Ducks are favored by 2.5. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, tough call on this game, guys, and it is just getting underway. I steered clear of this one, so I'll make it quick on this game, and I could give you a college game that I actually have tonight. But if I had to make a play in this game as the line has moved up, guys, in the last 45 minutes, Oregon has gone from 2.5 up to as high as 4.5.
Wow.
In this game. And I haven't had a chance yet to check to see if somebody was missing from shoot-arounds for the Bruins. But if everything is intact, as bad as UCLA can be shooting the basketball this year, that's kind of getting up there as far as a big number with the way they play defense. They're outstanding on defense. Oregon is bad on defense. I think UCLA can hang around and keep it inside those 5 points.
All right, so who's your college play before I move on to the Suns and Celtics tonight there, Scott?
Yeah, guys, I got one play left. I hit Bowling Green earlier today. That was the biggie for me. I've got Southern, believe it or not. We're heading down to the under-the-radar conferences. Southern laying a couple of points here, 2.5 to Bethune-Cookman. It has gone up a little bit since it was 2.5. This is one of those games where you had a team, the better team, losing a couple of times to the team that's not quite as good. They lost by 2 in overtime. Southern led the game by 14 more than midway through the second half. They lose by 2 in overtime. And they also, by the way, led by 12 with 5 minutes to go and collapsed and lost in that overtime game. And they were outscored by 9 at the free throw line. And if you look at the other game, they're leading by 11 well into the second half, and they lost by 6. They were outscored at the free throw stripe 30-14 in that 6-point loss. I think they bounced back and get the win. Final note of that game, Southern is power rated 53 spots higher than Bethune-Cookman, yet BC won and came from behind in those 2 games earlier this season. So went ahead and laid the 2.5. It's up a little bit from there, but still like Southern in this one.
All right, Scott, so it's like you look at that Suns and Celtics, and the Celtics currently at -5.5, over under 227.5. All hands on deck for the Suns, maybe, unless Eric Gordon is day-to-day pretty much, and then Koji is out. So looks like both teams, from what I've seen with Boston, are pretty healthy going at it tonight.
Yeah, Gordon and Jaylen Brown for Boston listed as questionable. And, of course, you've got the situation with the big guy for Boston who's going to be out for this one, Kristaps Porzingis. Early line movement, guys, leads me to believe Brown's going to play tonight, Jaylen Brown. It has gone up a couple of ticks. If he does play, he's going to be alongside Tatum. And, guys, Tatum's been a one-man wrecking crew of late. Last time Boston was at home, they beat Golden State by 52 points. They're talking to everyone right now. 14-2 run. Just beat Phoenix by 5. Just beat Phoenix by 10. The difference was the bench. This is why Boston's going to win it all this year. Just look at that. Boston's bench finished plus 33 in minus. Phoenix minus 49 in plus minus in that same game. And I really do. I think this is a team that's going to win it all. It'll be their bench if they do. That depth tonight minus the 5, especially if Jaylen Brown is in the game.
Scott, enjoy the weekend. Last weekend in the Pac-12 tournament there in your backyard. We'll see how it all turns out in this year. But thanks as always, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, guys. Have a great one.
Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Check it out. He's got baseball picks, NBA, all at DocSports.com. He's brought to you today by All City Towing. If you're looking for a new career this year, that is great with incredible benefits, then All City is the place to check out. They can continue looking for new people to join their team. Just head to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's All City Towing. Statewide service through your call 24/7. Allcitytowing.com. We're out here at Twist in Tempe. It's our home every Thursday. It'll be our home next week on Wednesday. Single round, and if your bracket busts, no problem, because it's a 3-in-1 contest, so multiple ways to win. We've teamed up with, of course, Twin Peaks and Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale. They're going to have some prizes too for some of the winners, so we're looking forward to that. And it can be found at fanpick'em.com or win910on910.com. But fanpick'em.com, if you played in any of our contest before. It's about 15 years, so I think we've been doing it for a while now. It's been working pretty well.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is Scott going deep undercover with Southern and Bethune-Cookman. Some of those games like that. That's
so hear me out on this. So 2 years ago, I opened up a DraftKings account, and I put $500 in.
Okay.
All right. I was down to $59.10 or something like that. All right. But that's 2 years of gambling responsibly a lot. So
2 minutes.
I just went with $50 on Colorado. And then I just took the last $9 and put it on Southern. So I have right now in my account left, 38 cents.
38 cents.
So, but I look at it as I put in $500 before the football season, not last year, but the year before. And I've had, that's $500 to have some fun for 2 years. I think it's pretty good.
That's pretty impressive.
Shoot, you're a degenerate gambler. What do you think about that?
Well, easy with the degenerate part of that. I mean, I take some offense to that. I'll have some DFS lineups for baseball when baseball starts, but listen, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Specifically with a lot of NFL games where you lose based off of a half a point because the lines are really, really good. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good investment.
I'm not a gambler at all.
To be entertained from over 2 years.
It's like you still got
you
money
divide
in there.
that by the day. I mean, and then now I'm at 38 cents. Now, if I lose both these games, then I got to start up again and put another $500 for the year.
So if Southern and/or Bethune-Cookman win tonight, you're going to continue to ride with either one of them?
Yeah, I want to try to get back up to 500. So I only put $9 on Southern, which I'll win like 17. But I put 50 on Colorado, which will give me about, I think it's almost 70 or maybe $95 or something.
I think it's just interesting. One of the top handicappers that's out there, and here's my play. And it's this. And
but that's why he's a professional handicapper. He goes, we're going to games that we can watch. I don't think anybody who's listening is watching Southern tonight. Right?
No, I would say not. No.
It's unbelievable. Or, we're watching right now the Southland Championship with Texas A&M CC against Lamar. Right now Texas A&M is up on this one. Texas A&M CC.
It's just not all about big boy basketball.
That's women's basketball.
But I thought it was interesting how he kind of broke it down. He had his way of looking at the last, the way that things broke down, how they do against the spread, and you're like, wow, that's why these guys are the best of the best. I'm still baffled at the other night when the Suns won against Cleveland. That with Devin Booker playing, they raised it to 6.5. Is that what it ended up with for the Suns Cleveland game on Monday night?
6.5.
6.5.
When I told you it was 6. Like 2.5.
Yeah, initially, and then just one guy playing how Devin Booker, how they bumped that. 2 hours maybe before the tip off?
Yeah, we were in the sports book when that thing went up.
It's just the whole gambling scenario, and what little I know, and just watching this and seeing these guys, how accurate, how good they are. But just to hear, I love listening to the kind of the game plan behind these guys when they do stuff like that. So,
well, that's interesting. It makes sense. If a team has beaten you twice, and then you're favored against the team that you bet.
Yes,
that's kind of interesting. Hey, coming up, we need to contest the challenge. One beautiful Twin Peaks girl here from our Tempe location. We'll take the fifth caller at 6. Teams are the Celtics.
Johnny clearly getting the memo to not pick the local teams. He went with the Red Wings.
And then Cincinnati and Baylor.
Well, hold on, can you blame Johnny? When the team picked the Celtics and the Red Wings.
Okay,
I mean, come on.
But the Red Wings have lost, I think, 6 straight. They've been losing a lot of
The
games.
Yotes have lost 412 games in a row. I mean,
give or take.
All right, then finally, Johnny went with Baylor winning the Big 12 championship, and we don't need a
you mean
winner.
Melissa? You don't know Johnny's pick.
I mean,
Johnny Johnny's pick.
Why am I doing? I
Please.
meant Melissa. I'm sorry.
Melissa is
We had-
Baylor because Johnny's taking Cincinnati. So I don't know what.
I'm reading this thing right in front of me. I'm like, all right, Melissa took this because she had to serve a customer, so we wrote it down. My bad. All right, no winner and score on this one. We didn't have to worry about it because they are both going with different picks. So there's no tiebreaker. So, all right, so Johnny's going with Baylor. Just so you know. All right, there you have it.
Going with Cincinnati.
He's going
for Johnny. Don't ruin it for Johnny.
Melissa's going with Baylor.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted here at Twin Peaks. My bad.
You have the piece of paper in front of you and I wrote them in. They're right there.
I know. I'm just a little distracted. I'm sorry. It just
it can happen.
Yeah, I mean,
happens to the best of us, Rock. I'm telling you.
A dirty old man at 55. All right. Anyway, this is the time of the show where it's really for Jimmy B and Manuch. No one else. It's about a few minutes that we cut out of our show all week to kind of have some fun with really, really bad dad jokes. And with that being said, fire off the open shoe.
Time for Rock's really bad dad joke of the day. I mean, really bad. Like, really bad. Here's Rock.
All right, Shu, Jax, you ready? All right.
By the way, Rock, we appreciate you for doing this bad dad jokes. For me and Jimmy, brings back fond memories of what our kids would look at us cross-eyed when we do these bad dad jokes. Years ago.
I was telling my dad that I was doing this segment the other day, and he was laughing.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad. And he's like, why? You know,
It's our sense of humor that we have.
I know. And then I'm like, Dad, get rid of those Crocs. All right, the Crocs. All right. Anyway, all right. First one. I got 4 actually.
All right, I love them.
All right, number 1. What month of the year has 28 days?
February.
All of them.
Oh, I see. I see.
I knew the answer.
That was pretty good. That was solid. Not bad to start.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. That's very good.
All right. Why did the boy throw a stick of margarine out of the window? Why did the boy throw a stick of margarine out of the window?
See, he didn't use the word butter here, and it feels important. It feels like it was done on purpose.
I give up.
You want to see a butterfly?
Oh, man.
I knew it. I had it the whole way, and I couldn't land the plane.
Okay. All right. Number 3. What did the lawyer wear to court? What did the lawyer wear to court?
Of course, his clothes.
A lawsuit.
Oh, I get it.
Got that?
That's pretty good. I like that. Not bad. Pretty clever. I like it.
And finally, so we can move on, what did the one wall say to the other wall?
How you leaning?
I'll meet you at the corner.
Oh, very good. I like them.
How about that?
Those are
For two
good.
really
Wow.
bad,
I like
bad dad jokes today. Shu, scale 1 to 10.
We'll go 7.5.
Yes, I'm getting better.
I
was a 6 last week.
Yeah.
I like this was a much better group today.
Because
sure.
Jimmy B's not here.
Well, because Jimmy B takes him very seriously. This segment's not designed to be serious. So
He tries to figure him out, right? It's like, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Lawsuit's pretty good. I like it. With the Lord of the Court.
Should we throw that to Kevin Rowe one of these days?
Yes.
We see how that works out.
He would appreciate
You
that.
think?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think he's ever sued in court.
Has everyone won a suit, period?
No, he's won suits, meaning he's won money.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's never.
suit and tie on.
You would think at some point,
Now he's the big wig, so now he doesn't have to. But back in the day, he probably did.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Football 50, the Seahawks have acquired Sam Howell in a trade with the Washington Commanders. Now, in return, Seattle's going to get a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick in exchange for picks in the 3rd and the 5th of this year. The 3rd rounder for the Seahawks They're giving up their own, and then they have an extra pick that they have in the third round with their trade they did last April with the Broncos.
I think it's a good move by Seattle. Back up Geno. Somebody back up Geno, and Geno plays another couple, 2-3 years. You've got a guy that if you feel pretty confident.
Drew Lock went to the Giants, right?
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Yeah, right.
the Giants. Yeah. So they needed a backup quarterback. I thought Sam
2 minutes
last couple of years, especially last year, I thought he did a fine job. All things considered, with the way the Commanders are. Saw a couple games, put a lot of yards out there. Didn't win, but I think he's a good solid backer from that standpoint. I like that move better than Desmond Ridder coming to the Arizona Cardinals.
ESPN is reporting that the college football playoff is kind of getting closer to the 14-team playoff that would begin in 2026. All 10 FBS conferences and Notre Dame are pushing to meet tomorrow to agree to the next contract, and then they'll inform the CFP whether they're going to participate in a playoff in 2026 and beyond.
Well, I think that they chirped loud enough. I think that the Big Ten and SEC chirped hard and loud as far as wanting their mandatory 4 teams in there. I think this is a natural move. I was fine with the 12. I mean, you get to 12 to 14 now. But I think guys chirp loud enough, they're going to get their wish.
I didn't get to see this whole thing earlier, but I guess the financial part of it, on an annual basis, the Big Ten and SEC will be making more than $21 million per school, which is up from nearly $5.5 million that the Power 5 leagues are currently being paid. So are they going to make a deal where those guys get more than the others?
Well, that's interesting. They're looking at if they're consistently, when you look at overall, at the last
30.
several playoffs and national championships, if they're leaning to them to do that, I don't know why they wouldn't just divide it evenly, or maybe there's a incentive where you're ranked, where you're going to the playoff, how they lay that whole thing out.
Cardinals made a trade. Rondell Moore is going to Atlanta. We'll tell you what they got in return. Charles is going to join us a little bit later as well from USA Today.
10.
Sports Bar Gossip, Throwback Thursday. We got a good one today, all coming up as we are coming to you live from Twin Peaks, Tempe.
Clear.
Rock